remembering that the unconscious part of your brain doesn't know that's not true. So this is why this kind of thing works. And this is what's so interesting about the brain. All right. So first up today, we have Noah, who is in the room. Hi, Noah. Welcome.
Hi.
Hey, it's lovely to meet you. So, Noah, before we start, I have two questions I need to ask you first. The first one is, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Red. Okay, very good. And the second question is, do you like animals?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. And what's your favorite animal if you have one?
An orca?
An orca.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not actually sure what this is. What is an orca?
It's like a whale. It's like black and white.
Yes, nice. Oh, that's a very good one. What do you like about them? Why is it your favorite animal?
I don't know. I just like started watching like videos of like facts of them and it's interesting to me and I like them.
Oh, very good. Okay, excellent. Have you heard of axolotls by any chance?
It's a lot. Yeah.
You have? Because I'd never heard of them. And then I started crocheting things like plushies, and apparently kids love axolotls. I had never heard of them before, but they're
Uh,
like an amphibious thing.
yeah.
So I find those very interesting as well. All right. So a red orca? No, I'm kidding. All right. So I believe you're here because you'd like to address some anxiety and stuff. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's have a look at that. What would you say is the thing you're most worried about? Like that causes you the most anxiety?
Germs, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, germs.
Germs, yeah. And what is it about germs that you're concerned about? Like, what are you worried might happen with the germs?
Maybe like if I touch certain things or something, it'll like not kill me, but I can get sick or something.
Right, very good. Okay. And my next question is, how do you know that germs can make you sick?
Just like in the past and like just to like sometimes see other people.
Mhm. Okay, very good. And okay, so let's say germs make you sick, and then what's wrong with that?
Maybe it can lead to like dying or something.
Dying. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. And what do you believe happens when you die?
I just don't want to die because
Yeah.
I'm scared of it.
Oh, yes, of course, sure. But do you have any kind of beliefs or ideas of what might happen when you die?
No.
Okay, so I just wanted to check because some people, they believe things happen when you die or whatever, and sometimes that's what's scary for them. But
Mhm.
you just don't want to leave yet. You're not finished.
Yeah.
Is that right? You've still got things to do.
Hmm.
Okay, very good. All right. Now I want to ask you, have you had experience in the past with getting sick because of germs?
I've gotten sick before, but I don't know why.
Okay. And do you know anyone who's died or who's got very sick?
No.
Okay. All right. So it's kind of just it's not from like personal experience. It's just kind of something you feel you know. Is that right? All right. Very good. So now let's say do you know what germs look like by any chance?
I have I have an idea of how they look like.
Okay, all right. And let's say so there's germs, and then what happens just before you think about what could happen, if you know what I mean. So let's say you're about to touch something that you think might have germs on it. What's the process in your mind there?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. So let's go to there may be germs on something. You're going to touch it, and how do you feel? How does that feeling feel just before you are going to touch the thing?
Maybe like scared.
Scared. Yeah. Okay. Very good, sweetheart. You're doing really well. So now, is there a character, like from a movie, or is there a TV show you like, or what kind of hobbies do you like?
I like Stitch.
Uh-huh. Stitch, very good. All right. So I've not actually I know who Stitch is, but I've not actually watched the program. What do you like about Stitch?
He's just really cute.
Yeah, very good. All right. What would it be like if you were able to go about your day without worrying about germs?
I think it would be okay.
It would be okay. Would it feel like freeing? Would it feel good, or would you be worried?
I think maybe a little bit worried.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so let's have a look at the logic behind this. Okay, so we're going to address the logic first, which means, we're going to look at the likelihood of if there's germs, will that make you sick? And is there a chance you could die? So we want to answer that logic first, and then we'll change what's in the background. What are the kinds of things that you find yourself worrying about that may have germs?
Like dirt or something. Or like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay. So let's answer the logic of that now. Do you find yourself worried about things that other people are touching already, kind of thing? So let's say it's, I don't know, something that someone else has touched, and then you touch it. Are you worried about that kind of thing, or are there things that other people haven't touched?
both kind of.
Both. Okay. Because the reason I'm asking that question is because if there was a real danger, like let's say it was true that there were germs wherever that is, and then also that they'll make you sick and that you can die, then it would mean that other people would be getting sick and dying all the time, right?
Hmm.
So we want to address the logic first, because what's actually happening in your brain is that the fear is coming from something else. It's not about the germs. And then your conscious mind is going, okay, it must be the germs. Does that make sense so far?
Kind of.
Okay. For example, so going to the public bathrooms, right? That's like a big one where, people open the door after they've been to the bathroom. Now, it's not nice, right? Of course, you want to have things clean and that, but it can't be that it makes people sick because then everyone would be getting sick who went to those bathrooms and opened the door. So that's why we want to answer that logic first. I know an analogy or a thing that will help to explain it. Do you like dogs at all?
Yeah, those are also one of my favorite animals.
Oh, great. Okay. So the unconscious part of your brain is like a dog. Okay, so you know how your conscious mind is when you think something. So you're listening to me now with your conscious mind, and then you think things with your conscious mind. But the unconscious part of your brain, it can't do that. It can't think for itself. So it's like a dog. And you know how some dogs can be really nervous, and some dogs can be very aggressive.
Mm.
And the dog is not thinking logically. So the dog's not going, okay, this person is bad, so I need to attack them, but that person's friendly. They are just trained in whatever way they're trained. Does that make sense so far? Yeah.
Hmm.
You let me know if something doesn't make sense because I love answering questions. So I'm okay to answer any questions you have. Okay. So the thing with the dog is that you can't explain to the dog. So let's say you're sick and you've got a dog that is very aggressive and protective of you, and it'll attack anyone who comes. If you're sick and someone comes to take you to the hospital, the dog will still attack them, right? You can't explain to the dog, oh no, this is a friend. So that's how the unconscious part of the brain is. So basically, what you have right now is the unconscious part of your brain thinks you are in danger because it thinks that germs are dangerous and can kill you, right? But consciously, you know that those germs are not going to kill you because if they did, they'd be killing everyone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't help the unconscious part of your brain because that's like trying to explain it to a dog. Now, if you think about it, it's like my husband's daughter, my stepdaughter, they have a dog that is terrified of fireworks. So 4th of July, this dog is like, I'm going to die. And we try and calm it down. But of course, the dog just bang, bang. And the dog is like, it once ran away because of all the fireworks. And we got it back. So it was fine. But he really, really just goes into this state of shaking. And so, of course, explaining to the dog it's just fireworks doesn't help. But what we do is we reassure him, it's okay, you're all right. So if you think about if you had a dog that was frightened or aggressive or something, how would you help the dog to calm down? Like, what would you do? And how would you, because bearing in mind the dog can't understand words.
Maybe like hug it and like tell him that like it's everything's okay.
That's it. Exactly spot on, Noah. That's perfect. Now, what you want to do is do the same with your brain. I know you can't hug your brain because that would be a good trick if you could do it, right? But you can reassure your brain exactly like you would the dog. So when you start to feel that worry and you start to feel like, oh, there's germs, and you start to feel that fear that you spoke of, what you want to do there is think of that as the dog and reassure and go, it's okay. You're all right. Exactly like you would with a dog. And the bonus is that the unconscious part of your brain, because it can't use logic or reason, it thinks that what you imagine is true. You can literally imagine your brain as a dog and imagine hugging that dog. So you can pick what kind of dog would you choose if you were to choose a breed of dog?
Maybe a golden doodle or
Nice. A golden doodle? Yeah, our stepson has two of those.
oh,
Perfect. So imagine that unconscious part of your brain as a golden doodle. All right. And you can do this just while we're speaking now, if you like. Imagine how soft that, golden doodles are really soft, aren't they? Soft and curly fur. And imagine hugging that dog as a very nervous golden doodle. And imagine hugging that golden doodle going, it's okay. You're all right. It's okay. There's nothing's going to hurt you. Oh, I know something else that's just occurred to me. Steve's other son has and I don't know what kind of dog. It's like a crossbreed, but it's like a whippet crossed with something else. Anyway, it's really cute, very energetic. And when she was a puppy, she was still very big as a puppy. So she's a big dog. And we went hiking through a forest. And the whole family went hiking, and we had the dog with us. Her name is Cricket. And he was going, and then she stopped suddenly and frozen. And she was terrified. And we were like, what's going on? There's nothing here. And there was a caterpillar on the path, just a little caterpillar. And she was like, it was very funny, but she was so frightened of caterpillars, and we didn't know why. So the point is that this big dog of yours, this golden doodle, is frightened of germs, just like Cricket is frightened of caterpillars. The caterpillars can't hurt Cricket, and germs can't hurt you, but your dog doesn't know that. So whenever that happens, whenever you start to feel that fear, that's like your dog is going, I'm going to die. And then you're going to go, it's okay. It's all right. You're okay. Does all of that make sense so far?
mhm.
Yeah. And any questions so far?
No.
All right. Does it sound like it's possible to do that? Can you imagine doing
Yeah.
that? Okay. And so let's pretend you do that. What will happen then? Do you think it'll help you feel better, or do you think it won't work, or anything else?
I think it'll help me feel better.
Yeah, very good. Good job, sweetheart. And so Now let's look at, is there anything else in that area? So the anxiety area, is it just the germs? Is there anything else that you feel like, oh, I need a little bit of help with that as well?
Feeling trapped, or what do you think?
Like this, I get this feeling of like feeling almost trapped.
Uh-huh. Okay. Trapped. And when does that happen? When do you normally get that feeling?
Like I'll like try to tell my mom like everything that happens,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
oh, that's when it happens.
Okay. And so you try to tell your mum everything that happens. What would happen if you didn't tell her everything or if you left something out?
I don't think anything would happen, but I would just like to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And what happens when you do that? So let's say you're telling your mum everything that happens, and then what?
Then I feel free.
Okay, very good. So now I want you to imagine that you've got Stitch with you. All right.
Mhm.
So Stitch is with you all the time. Now, again, remembering that the unconscious part of your brain doesn't know that's not true. So to the unconscious part of your brain, whatever you think, it'll believe it. So if you had Stitch with you, if that was true and Stitch was with you all the time, could you tell Stitch about things? Would that help?
If he's like a stuffed animal, no, but if he was like an actual thing, yeah.
That's it. Yes. No, it needs to be a real thing. Stuffed animals are no good for that.
Mhm.
Right. So let's say he was a real thing. So Stitch is real and he's with you all the time. So Stitch and your golden doodle are with you all the time. Then, if you were to tell Stitch, so this is why this kind of thing works, and this is what's so interesting about the brain. If you imagine Stitch is with you and you imagine telling Stitch, literally like in words, everything that happens, the unconscious part of your brain will believe that you just did that for real. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So the unconscious part of your brain won't be able to tell the difference between you telling your mum everything and you telling Stitch everything,
Mhm.
right? And what that will do, again, it'll help to calm your brain down because you'll have felt, okay, I've been able to express all of that and give your golden doodle a hug. And then you can tell your mum, the highlights, right? You can tell her the things that you would normally tell her, but you won't have to go into all the details.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. And how do you feel about the thought of being able to do that?
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, good. And do you think you can do that?
Uh-huh.
Very good. Good job, Noah. And so
Mhm.
now, when is the next moment that you're going to need to deal with germs and with telling your mum everything?
Probably when I get back from school.
Okay, very good. So let's fast forward to getting back from school. All
Hmm.
right. So what happens? You walk in the door or your mum picks you. How do you get back from school?
Um, my mom drops me off, and then my mom's sister picks me up because my
Oh,
cousin was there too.
oh, very good. Okay. So your mum's sister picks you up, and what happens?
They drive me home, and then I think like I come in the house, and then yeah,
Okay. What's the first challenge when you come in the house?
there's I feel like there's no really challenge when I come in.
Okay. So where's the first moment that you're going to need to deal with worry or anxiety or something like that?
Maybe when like 5 minutes later or something, maybe I'll start like I'll settle back into home and then start doing it.
Ah, interesting. And does it happen at school at all or only at home?
Only at home.
Interesting. Okay. And are you worried about your mum at all?
No.
Okay. So you know that she's safe and she's happy.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay. All
Hmm.
right. Okay, so what we want to do is when you are on the way home, so when your aunt picks you up, when you're in the car on the way home, I want you to straight away start imagining Stitches with you. And you don't have to tell your aunt or your cousin that Stitches with you. This is just your own business. All right. So imagine Stitches with you, and Stitch is going to walk into the house with you. All right. And you've got your golden doodle. Okay. And when you get into the house, when you start noticing what that dog is doing, what that golden doodle is doing. And as soon as the golden doodle starts looking worried, which means what I mean by that is you start to feel worried, right? That's your golden doodle starting to get worried. I want you to reassure that. And oh, shall we give it a name?
Sure. Maybe caramel.
Caramel? Nice. I like that. Caramel. So then immediately hug Caramel and tell him it's okay. It is a he, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. And reassure him and say imagine you're hugging the dog. Okay. Feel the soft fur. It's okay, Caramel. It's all right. You're safe. It's just fireworks. It's just little tiny particles. There's nothing dangerous. Does that make sense? Okay, very good. And so I want you to pretend now that you're getting home. So your aunt has brought you home. And how do you feel now? Do you feel like you can handle that like that?
Yeah.
Good. Very good now. All right. And so is there anything else you wanted to share or ask?
I think that's it.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for bringing this because I know that other people may have that as well, and it's really helpful, and it's really enjoyable talking with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are so very, very welcome. It literally is my pleasure. I wish I could beam over there and go to school with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to take them to school now. So have a great day.
All right. Have a great day at school. Say hi to your teachers for me.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye, sweetheart. You're welcome.